Some of the people that were orphaned during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi are grateful that the country supported their education, and some have now developed themselves through cross-border trade. We speak to one Mutabazi Ferdinand, who shared his story with us.
During the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi that wiped out his family members he was staying with at the time. They were staying in Murambi sector in Karongi district. I was 2 years old when the genocide happened. Both my parents died. My family was wiped out and the neighbors too had been killed. I was just being told of where people used to stay. We were a family of 13 people. For him, being in a country that promotes good relations and helping young people through programs and institutions that uplift them, like BDF, has been the foundation of his development and the country's as well. It makes me happy, and I'm grateful for the government of Rwanda, the RPF in Inkotanyi, because without them, more families would have been completely wiped out. Mutabazi has now been a businessman for 5 years in Ruhango district after graduating from the University of Rwanda and working for RAB. He now believes self-employment is better given the scarcity of jobs. I thought of starting a business because it was not easy looking for jobs, especially these days. Also, not everyone that has gone to school can be employed by the government. I'm a businessman in Ruhango, and there's no problem apart from the challenge of COVID-19. Although it is difficult to determine the monthly income due to the nature of his business, Ferdinand insists that his business is growing faster than it has been in the past, and he's not worried that it will backslide. I thank the RPF in Inkotanyi. They supported us in education, and even after school, they supported our projects. I now employ 2 people, and I also have a driver. It's a privilege that I'm also an employer. In addition to his intention to set up an agriculture processing plant, Ferdinand Mutabazi was also approved by RDB at the end of last year to export agricultural products, another milestone he says he's proud of. Things are moving swiftly. We export sweet potatoes, French beans, chili, avocado, and other foodstuff. And we mostly export to Brussels in Belgium. He says the last 27 years have been depressing for him after losing his loved ones in the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. However, in March this year, Ferdinand got married and says this is a remembrance of his family that he lost. I wanted to fill the gap that existed because of the loss of my family. What they couldn't do, build a family, I wanted to do that for them and for me as well. Ferdinand Mutabazi is one of those that were orphaned during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, who note that economic recovery is possible, even though the effects of the genocide are still in place.